I'm going to give you guys 10 seconds to digest. Because I think he's hit a very strong chord in all of you. Some straight, right on your face question. Right? Whether you anticipated or you liked it or you're still trying to digest it. But the fact is, one of your customers have spoken, friends. How many of you know, I mean, TAFE is famous, yeah, but how many of you know what Hexaware or Polaris does for their business? They had the invitation, right, sent to their mailboxes. You received the mail, right, that these are the speakers coming in? Yes. And you all have access to Google. What all it takes is 10 seconds, and many of us have access to Google in our little GPS surveillance kit that we carry for human being. But then the question I'm extending on is question, what effort have you put into study? Who are the folks who are coming here to talk about whatever they are? What do they do? What effort have we taken to understand what business are they in? Right? It's about IT, it's about software, but what software? What are they doing? How big is their business? Are we 500 crore company, 2000 crore company, or a $2 billion company? Well, that's a message I picked up from what Mr. Muthukumar was talking about. Right? In terms of how as you as in faculty, really want to take that extra step to learn yourself first, let alone imparting the knowledge to your students. Right? And how many of you are mechanical engineers here, professors? Okay, I see 5, 6, 7. I don't understand this psychology here. The hands are going up slowly.
I'm not going to ask any questions.
So there are no questions. It's just a curiosity, I'm from mechanical engineering background originally. Until my master's, then I switched over to artificial intelligence post. The quick thing that comes to my mind when it's mechanical engineering is, you all seen the Three Idiots movie, right? Are you the professor or are you Amir Khan in answering that question? In Tamil, Vijay, yeah. If you are, I'm happy. If you are Amir Khan, I'm happy. But I think it's a very conscious answer that you have to give it to yourself. And there lies the answer to his concern as a customer. I ask him a question about a system and he's saying, I forgot. Then which means you have not imparted the knowledge in a right way. You can always claim I imparted the knowledge, but have you done it in the right way? Right? And he also, I don't know if he had picked up the one thing that he talked about. I think that's a very strong message. It's a one thing as a faculty or as a HOD, as a chairman or a placement officer that I want to take away from here today, that I will implement it. World over, it has always been that one thing that strikes your mind that changes the person. You take from Mahatma Gandhi to Martin Luther King to whoever you want to take from history or mythology, whatever it may be. It's that one thing, right, that has created the trigger for person to change. And for your learning ability, he talked about, he placed a very nice strategic message. I don't know if you picked that up. Right at the beginning, about his business card. Right, he forgot. That he had acknowledged right away, so he forgot. Sometimes we all do. We are in a hurry to the airport, and then the last thing, we realize after reaching the airport is like, oh my God, I forgot my business cards. But then strategically he said, I don't have my business card, etc., etc., etc. By the way, my colleague is here. You can keep in touch with her. Right, so I thought you would have picked up that message. Anyway, so with that, let me invite Mr. Pattabiraman. I think he's got some interesting things from his rich experience to share with us and give us some advice as well as, as part of his speech on what you should be looking into. Sir, please.
Can you hear me? Last benchers? Can you hear me? Good. At the outset, I would like to compliment our friends from ACT for making this arrangement, platform, for all of us to meet and talk and exchange ideas. They are doing a very excellent job, stellar contribution to the cause of industry-institute collaboration, and I wish them well. The topic given here is employability, not, what is it? What is the topic given? Topic given here, employability and industry vista. I will split the topic into two parts, industry vista, vista of opportunities in industry, and come to the employability later. Much has been talked about employability, very useful information, very relevant information given to you for you to take, that's all takeaways. I am from the IT industry, Tata Consultancy Services. Therefore, I would like to dilate upon IT industry as a whole. Today, IT industry employs about 30 lakh people, having a turnover of about $114 billion US dollars annual turnover. It grows at the rate of 12 to 14% per annum. That much opportunities are going to be thrown open to our students. There's a report which says by another 6 years' time or 7 years' time, the workforce of IT industry will go up from 30 lakhs to 60 lakhs. That means the growth rate must be at the compounded rate of 17 to 18%, otherwise it is not possible. Mind-boggling opportunities are going to be thrown open by the IT industry. Tata Consultancy Services, TCS, is 1/10 of the entire IT industry. We have a turnover of $14 billion, having a staff strength of 3,05,000 people. There's a type of opportunities being thrown open. We recruit about 40,000 people every year. From the campus alone, we recruit about 25,000 people. There's a type of recruitment going on across the country. This trend is likely to continue. Now, let me leave IT industry, let me go to other sector and go to other country as well. Look at Japan. Japan is a highly industrial country. It's the second largest industrial country in the world. Today it is third, thanks to China. China has overtaken them. Now, Japanese IT industry is dominated by the Americans. Indian IT industry are trying to penetrate into the job market in Japan. We have already set up a shop there. If we are able to get 1% of the IT industry job, IT industry budget there, we can create one TCS. There is a type of projection being made now. So we are trying to make a penetration, and that penetration will do a good job, will yield results. We expect it. In course of time, we can move towards the end. The second important factor is that Japanese youth, by and large, of late, are not going for engineering. They are actually, less number of people are going for engineering. More number of students are going for liberal arts, management, accountancy, so on and so forth. Being a highly industrialized country, how can the industry run if they don't produce enough engineers? A time may come, they may have to depend upon expatriate engineers. From where they will get the expatriate engineers? Only in India. Therefore, the Indian engineers will not have opportunities, not only in India, but also abroad. This opportunity. A third important factor is that the Japanese population is getting old. Because the Japanese population is getting old, the workforce strength is coming down. Because the workforce strength is coming down, they have to look for expatriate laborers. That is a thing, and they have no other option than to come to India. This is a projection being made now. There is one problem. Problem is, when you want to work in Japan, you have to learn Japanese language. Because they don't speak English, you have to learn Japanese language. For Tamil students, it's easier to learn Japanese language. Because there's a lot of commonality between Tamil language and Japanese language. All the words available in Tamil, especially colloquial Tamil spoken in rural areas, they are available in Japanese language. The grammar, syntax, everything is there. Only the script is borrowed from China. They call it kanji. If you study Japanese language for 250 hours, you can freely converse in Japanese language. That will facilitate you to work in Japan. That's the type of attribute or the skill set you must provide to the student community. This is one thing. Now, let me come to China. Again, China is a big country with as a manufacturing hub. Today, it dominates the manufacturing world. There also there is a problem. The population getting old. Because the population is getting old, the labor force is coming down. Because the labor force is coming down, the cost of labor is going up. Most of the manufacturing industry set up the job there because of the low cost of labor. That factor is getting vanished. Because that factor is getting vanished, the expectations are that some of the industries might move away from Japan, from China to various countries, most probably to India. And fresh industries may not come. Our Prime Minister is making repeated refrain saying that we want to make India a manufacturing hub. Make in India campaign is in full swing. They have already opened up defense sector, they have opened up railway sector, they are opening up nuclear sector, and they want to create atmosphere and environment which will facilitate greater FDI in India. Therefore, if the right opportunities are there, right attitudes are made, and right moves are made, possibilities are that we can make manufacturing hub here. That is possible. So these are the vista of opportunities available. Are we ready to meet these opportunities, exploit opportunities, and you people who make the qualified, competent engineers, are you ready to back up this movement? How far you support the system? Because unless you support the system, it won't move. So it all depends upon the type of engineers, the type of professionals, the type of skill set you are creating that is going to decide the things, whether we can do this or not. See, we make tall claim that we are having the largest education system in the world. But the enrollment ratio is very, very poor. Even if you compare it with our own Asian countries. We claim that we have the third largest scientific manpower in the world. Our science is absolutely bad. Mangaline is there, notable exception that proves the rule. But one swallow does not make a summer. And we produce largest number of engineers in the country in the world. But only 34%, as our Fed has said, are employable. Others are not employable. So there's a gap, very big gap. There are a lot of useful input have been given by my colleagues from the days in their speech about the gap that exists between the industry and the competency required by the industry and the competency produced by the educational institutions. I am really worried about the skill sets, the lack of skill sets, aptitude, all the other things, the soft skills and other things. I'm really worried. But I know most of the educational institutions here are making enormous efforts, gargantuan efforts, in building up competency in students through extra academic efforts. They are employing private trainers to train them in these things. This is it's not even, this is a process. It takes time. But efforts are being made by educational institutions to build competency in these areas. So that does not really worry me. What worries me is something else. You see, we in TCS, we have a lot of respect for the academic institutions. We have an academic interface program. Under this academic interface program, we conduct an annual meeting called Sangam. We invite tallest academic leaders in the country, and our top brass, including chairman, CEO, other things, meet with them and talk to them, understand them. They try to share information with them for 2 full days. In 2012, that is 2 years back, we had a similar meeting, and the topic given for them was Advent of Digital Revolution, Accelerating Education. We constituted 4 task groups under 4 different heads. They discussed the matter, debated the matter, confabulated, and came back to the table and presented the reports. Divergent views were expressed, but there was one commonality. The commonality was technology taught in the colleges is 1 decade behind the technology practice in industry. This is not we said. The tallest academic leaders said these things. We were really worried. If technology is going to be 1 decade behind, then what type of students they are going to get into the stream when they come to industry, and what type of impact they are going to make on the quality of product that you are making is a question that you ask. So in 2013, we had another meeting, and then the topic one was staying relevant, how to stay relevant. We have to stay relevant to our customers. We have to stay relevant to our customer's customer. And educational institutions such as yours must stay relevant to the industry. Otherwise, we can't survive. Our survival depends upon your performance. And if you don't perform, we perish. This is a problem. Therefore, the questions that we have written are extremely important, and we were exploring the possibilities of staying relevant, how to stay relevant, how to make you stay relevant. You see, I was part of a tribe till 11 years ago. I know the difficulties that you have. I can't be asking for a moon. Do this, do that, do this, do that. I can't say that. Because you are working within a system. You can't go beyond the system. You have a syllabus, you have a timetable, you have a schedule, you have an examination, all these things are there. Within a time frame you have to do it, how to do it. If you look at the life cycle of a student, there are 3 important components. The first component is admission process. Do you have control over the admission process? There are 2 channels. One is management channel, that is our single window system. Admission channel through management system is driven by business consideration. Quality becomes casualty. Admission through the single channel is driven by the reservation system. So you have no real say in the admission process. You get the type of material what they give you. We don't decide on that. This is one. The second important component is building competency, process. Process can be divided into two heads. One is called the courses, curricula, pedagogy, syllabus, etc., etc. This is decided by the university. Most of the self-financing colleges, you know it. This is decided by the university. We have no role to play in these things. Delivery is left to us. It is a responsibility given to us. We have responsibility without power. Responsibility without power is useless. Power without responsibility is dangerous. So we have a responsibility, but we have no power. So we only deliver. That's the only task that we have. The second component, half of it we have control. The third component is certification. Again, we have no control over certification. So among the 3 components, half the component we have some kind of a say. Now, the question is, can you remain within the system, fine-tune the system, and build competency that is required by the industry is a question. Yes, we can do that. That's the only way we can do that. We cannot change the admission process. That is decided by the politicians for certain reasons. They have an agenda. They have a vote bank to cater to, and they have to meet those vote banks. They have to do these things. There is no way by which we can influence that decision. Certification is decided by the university, and university will not give up that, will not relinquish that right. The second part of it, and the second part of the second part, be part of second. That is delivery. That is where we can do something, and we can certainly do that to fine-tune the system to build up the competency. Because this is something I'm worried about it. What I want is that you must not only teach the students technology, you must teach them to learn. Somebody has said about willing to learn, learning, unlearning. I put it as learning to learn. The students must learn how to learn. The teachers must teach how to learn. Teachers must not only teach not only teach technology, but teach them how to learn. If the teachers teach how to learn, learners learn how to learn, the learning teaching process becomes long lasting. This is what I want to say. How to do it is a question. I have jotted down certain points which I'll read out. By and large, our syllabus is conceptual and theoretical. In delivery, through delivery, you can make it really practical. How to do it is left to the individual teacher's ingenuity. Each subject, each topic will have its unique characteristics. We can't have a unique, we can't have a generalized system. So by delivery, we can make it absolutely practical. By and large, our syllabus is static. And through delivery, we can make it dynamic. What happens in the classroom is that teacher teaches, learners listen and go back. That is not good. You must convert that entire classroom into a debating club. Dr. Anbu Ratnaveda said, how many teachers allow the students to question the teachers? Teachers, you must not forget that we are also learners. Teachers are learners in the first place. They are also students. And unless you accept the status of a learner, you can't be a good teacher. Therefore, you must allow the students to ask questions. Possibly they will ask better quality questions that will help you to learn better and perform better. Therefore, allow the students to question the class. That's very important. The independent thought must be instilled in the minds of the student community. The fourth is that the entire learning teaching process is teacher driven. It should be made student centric. The student centric activity will make the entire class absolutely lively, and you will find a remarkable change in the entire classroom. That is left to the ingenuity of the teachers. I can't be telling you do this, you do that, but this concept must be embedded in the minds of teachers, must get ingrained in the minds of the teacher. If you do that, I'm sure you will make the entire class totally lively. And what is happening in the classroom is knowledge transfer. You go there, you just say something and come back. This is knowledge transfer. No way. Classroom is meant for, not for knowledge transfer, it is meant for knowledge creation. And that is done through collaborative methods. That's how it should be done. And then, what is happening is a brick and mortar learning. Schools, labs, colleges, labs, equipment, so on and so forth. It's a brick learning. I call it the brick learning. What is needed in the modern time is a click learning. Technology intervention in learning teaching process is absolutely essential. You allow the students to browse the things, let them take the initiative of learning things, and they will learn better. That's very important. And then, it should be not a passive learning, it should be made active learning. If that is done, I think the students will learn quite a lot. That process will see the product in a different character. You will find the product that you produce is something of different order. System thinking must be introduced. They will develop the system thinking, holistic thinking. That is how you must actually build up these things. Now, do you think it is possible for every teacher to do these things? Are they equipped to do the things? Is the next question. Management, the school, college management must come to the support system, must provide a support system. I suggest the college management must establish a learning teaching lab. It is a virtual lab. It does not cost much. I suggest that they should actually have two, three coordinators. They should bring the best practice of learning teaching. Stanford has got it. A beautiful learning teaching lab. So such system must be replicated in a smaller measure here. You can bring the best practices of learning and teaching and then replicate it here. Technology intervention must be introduced. Auto learning must be introduced. Collaborative learning must be introduced. What the students learn in the compound wall, what they learn in the corridor is much more profound than what they learn in the classroom. So this is a learning teaching lab must be introduced and they must be set up and best practices must be brought in, and then they must also collect and collate knowledge bank. They must create a knowledge bank of lot of comparison, lot of examples, illustrations relevant to the topic, and the teachers, when they prepare the course file, they can draw strength from the knowledge bank, incorporate in the course file. And then when they incorporate these things, what happens? They get imbibed in the minds of the teachers. The teachers can deliver better lessons. This is how the learning teaching process must undergo a change. When you fine tune the learning teaching process, what happens? The product comes out absolutely different. They will have self-confidence. They will be able to converse freely. They will have exposure. They will go beyond the textbooks. They will go beyond the classroom. They will have a knowledge about the industry. They will have a knowledge about everything. And they will not only confine themselves to the college lessons, but go beyond that. That's what we expect. System thinking demands that, facilitates that. So we should create a system, a kind of environment where the students in 4 years' time can get transformed industrially. This is how we should do that. Management must support that. Because there is no way we can influence the admission process. There is no way we can influence the university to change the syllabus. There is no way we can change the certification process. The only way we can change is through the delivery system which is in your hand. Please do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. It was very inspiring. That's the experience of having seen global aspects of things and the wisdom as well for all of you.